So, attempt number 2 at the shop preview slash certain environmental solution that needs to happen. Definitely needs to happen. So, anyways, I've just been working endlessly on stuff. Oh, look, there's the end of my stuff. I got stuff back there. So I got reduced plan down to 56 feet squared interior, 57 exterior. So that's pretty much as small as I could get it while still being productive enough. Total equipment costs after the building is built is 15,000 shadow dollars. What the fuck? Okay. $15,045. And the monthly bills, including overestimation of taxes and throwing in car insurance and shared internet and water and electric, it's all shared bills with the house. So that's $1,915. And that's including water changes and chemicals and all kinds of foods and shit, and the rotating refresh on cultures. Anyways, so here's basically the gist of the shop. I've shown the interior view before. Let me just show that right quick. So there's that interior view with the central tank thing. That's showing the bathrooms this way. But I'm probably going to put the bathroom on the other side. The counter's still going to be on the other side of the bathroom. The bathrooms are going to be over there where that shelving is. There's not going to be a big long counter like that. It's just going to be a little flip-up counter. And those stairs are probably going to be a little more narrower to just keep them out of the way. I'm probably going to have a storage loft up there too for stand sales and shit like that. There's a central tank. And the reverse view showing a bigger wall of retail systems. You want to have a much more reduced retail system. And this, instead of being two 55s and two 125s, it's going to be two 55s and two 29s for that little central reef display. Diagram for the central plumbing system. Connects back to the central giant tank, as well as going off in both directions to the other systems. Water top-off station. The back of the building of the stormproof version. Old interior with the massive amounts of food and 5 wide on the experimental breeding station. And then brood stock area and rotating tub larva incubators. Here we have what I'm working with now. And that's, flip it back the other way. So there's your entrance, come in, there's a little coffee table aquarium, purpose of which shall not be disclosed until the grand opening. Big central aquarium. There's a little flip top counter. Bathrooms. I wanted to have dual handicap accessible bathroom, because like I want special needs field trips here. Okay, it's gonna be Nemo University right there, where all the reject clownfish go to be happy. Freaking clownfish paradise right there. Yeah. Anyway. So, gonna have a couple of couches for parents, for whoever wants to just relax and stare at the giant aquarium. Reef tanks, retail fish systems, clownfish grow out systems, aquariums for sale, back door, office, incubator, brood stock, water storage, water station, experimental food, mangrove saplings. Probably going to do seahorses in that one. And continuation of mangrove grow out. Mangrove grow out. So, basically the piping is going to be ran. And as the donations come in, we're going to add more tubs. Each tub should be able to grow, we're thinking 15 mangrove saplings, maybe more. But I know I'll be able to at least line up 3x5 in there with plenty of flow around them. Get them to where their roots get nice and aggressive and they're nice and strong before we take them out and plant them, you know. And there's schools around here that do that kind of thing. We'll be able to donate directly to, and they'll go out and plant them for us. So that works out. My kids actually went and did field trips doing that a couple years ago. So, not too big on the tanks for sale, but I want to have like one of each major size. People get too big a tank, or they get too small a tank and wind up getting out of the hobby quick. You're gonna get a small tank. Don't spend a lot on a small tank. Just get a regular little 10-gallon glass tank. You know? Something you can modify. Something you can grow out of. Get your 10-gallon tank. Buy some filters for it. You're gonna buy your stuff for it, and get a bigger tank. Move that stuff over to that tank. Yeah. And make that the sump. I've done that a couple times. Anyways, so yeah. I might even just move a 75 back there and just reduce. Maybe just offer just a few tanks for sale. But I think having just a variety of tanks for sale, considering that I'm going to have to create a customer base out here to a certain extent. I mean, I think they'll be eager. I think they'll be willing, but there isn't a shop like this out here. So, first ever. Anyways. So, on to my thingamajig, which I'm going to have to draw. On the little dimply thing here. Bingo. What you doing there? He's a puppy now. Oh, that puppy. Say hello, Bingo. Bingo. Dingo. Look. Come here. Dingo. Wake up. Hey. Lazy old dog. What's he doing? What's he doing? Really? Just nothing. Nothing.
nothing. You silly.
So anyways, sock on the ground. Oh yes, like children. Your children, you got crap on the ground. You ask them to clean it up. Ask them to do anything. Hear them talking to each other. That's how they talk to each other. So pleasant. Anyway, that was funnier on the first take of this video. I remembered to at least try. So now I'm gonna light a cigarette and try to remember what the hell I was talking about. Which I think I also did on the first video. But that was before I played with the dog. Ran out of SD space. Hopefully I won't run out of SD space now, considering how long I'm taking to get the fucking idea. Because it ain't complicated. Now, I have designs on how to do this the best way and make it as durable as possible and possibly help actually save what's there, if not bring it back. But here's the deal. You have a coral atoll that has been just fucked. Just it's all bleached and it's turning into sand, okay? Turning into sand. What do you do with that? Well, what you need to do is plant mangroves in a pattern. Okay? And what this will allow this to do is to not sink back into the ocean and thereby allowing this to, well, it could have a lot of different benefits, but the most direct cause that it would do every single time is help the environment. That's what that says. You're just going to have to trust me on that. Anyway. So, not only does, planting trees is good, right? Trees equals good. That's what that says, hopefully, once the darkness fades away. The hand of darkness. Whoa. Okay. Well, it also cleans the water. And clean water means the corals can come back. See, another problem with bleaching is that let me see if I can actually write like this. Phosphate and nitrate, which build up in the absence of plants, okay, irritate corals and fish and keep them from spawning as much. Not only do they kill corals, but it keeps fish from spawning and making lots of little baby fishes, okay? Well, as these levels increase, the irritation increases. As those levels decrease, the irritation decreases. And in addition to this, as temperature increases, the irritation from these things increases. So, if temperature is increasing, you reduce the level of these things, and the temperature increase has less of a stressful effect on the corals and the fish. Not going to solve the problem by any means, but it has a direct helping effect. See, the leaves of the mangrove trees help solve the temperature problem that's going up. The roots of the mangrove trees help solve the chemical problems that the temperature correlatively irritates corals and fish with. So as temperature increases, a given amount of nitrate, phosphate, or any other pollutant in the water just about will irritate fish. As the temperature goes down, it irritates them less. But, you know, they can only take so high of a temperature. Fish can only take so low of a temperature. That kind of thing. In addition to that, what happens when this reef here dies? If a storm comes in and a bunch of these reefs have died and just turned to sand, they can't have much of an effect on that storm. So atolls and sandbars in all kinds of different places need to have these mangrove patterns built up onto them. And then it's possible that the remaining reefs around it will be restored. But then reefs up further up the paths of storm systems will have a better chance of surviving chaotic currents if you have these islands not only intact but with mangrove forests on them, helping breaking up the wind and the currents and the waves.